I guess things are gonna get serious.
Hi, I'm Cece. I plan to move into a van full-time as soon as my son leaves the nest to go off to university. We're expecting for this to happen next summer. After a long search, I finally found the right partner for my journey, a 9340 Cornelia. Now, reality is starting to hit me. I do not only have to get really ready to be my new home on wheels, I have to get rid of almost all my stuff by next summer. Believe me, over the past 20 plus years, a lot of stuff has accumulated in my house. And no, I do not want to keep a home base for now. Join me over the next 9 months in my journey from a life full of material things to a more minimalist lifestyle. My journey from a life full of happiness anchored in owning things to finding joy in exploration and adventure. Don't get me wrong, purchasing and owning things has always sparked joy in my life, and I do not think there's anything wrong with that. I know that there is a sense of security and safety in owning a home base and owning things in it. I have never been that person though. I've always felt like owning a place is holding me back. It's caging me in. I need freedom, and a home base felt like the opposite of freedom. So over the past years, the amount of stuff in my house has just all of a sudden started to suffocate me. Traveling for my job and living out of a suitcase for weeks at a time, I realized I do not miss any of these things I left at home. The opposite. When I got home, I missed being away and living out of suitcases and having just reduced my stuff to what is in these 2 bags, and just the lack of choice anxiety. I don't know. I just think it's time to get rid of it all. Let's replace that joy with adventures and exploring.
Let me show you around my house and all the shit that I'm trying to get rid of over the next 9 months. I'm gonna be checking in with all of you after 3 months, after 6 months, and after 9 months, and hopefully 90% of the shit that you're seeing right now is gonna be gone. So you know this reading corner, all of these books must go. That's just it. We also have this with a few things. These are already empty, but there's some decorations that nobody needs. This one is to rest my feet on, but it is full of blankets and stuff. This is only the beginning. It's gonna get a lot worse, believe me. We have a shelf full of books that is my TBR, a corner with workout gear, and some more shit in these drawers. Let's look at this as a whole. I mean, come on. There's a lot of shit back there. There's quite a few boxes, and most of this in the back is from subscription boxes. I just don't need that. We have this table down here. There's just a lot going on. Magazines that I've never read, big boxes of makeup and lotions and stuff. Nobody needs that much makeup and lotions. Nobody. I just wanted to own it. Honestly, this shelf behind me was the first attempt at trying to get rid of stuff, and while there's a lot of stuff still behind some of these books, these are empty, and some of these shelves are already empty. But guess what? Under my desk here, there's a full box filled with stuff from subscription boxes. A printer, just some paperwork and material. This is full of magazines I've never read, ever. I just wanted to own them. And just paperwork and stuff. Let's move on to the kitchen. And no, I am not gonna clean up for you. I'm not. I'm just gonna show you the reality of what it is to live in a home and have gathered 20 plus years of shit. This is my pantry out in the hallway because I have a very small kitchen, but all of that needs to go. On top of that shelf in the hallway, I have baking stuff. I never bake. Welcome to my kitchen with a lot of pantry stuff, herbs and spices, drawers full of typical kitchen stuff. Don't forget all the Tupperware and things that you never use, so they're on top of the shelf. Anyone else have a favorite mug and they always ever use 1 or 2 different mugs, but they own like a gazillion? Yep, that's me. And I own a lot of tea and stuff to make tea. And yes, this is full of coffee, tea, And that has already been cleaned out, and I have already gotten rid of a lot of this. Let's move on to the rest of the hallway. There's a lot of jackets here, and up there's a lot of shoes unopened in boxes, because when I got them, they were really cheap, but they didn't fit perfectly, but I couldn't send them back. So I was like, oh, they're gonna fit me at one point when I lose all that weight. Guess what? I lost the weight. I'm still not wearing them. While we're on the topic of shoes, when do you think is the last time I wore any of those, or have used any of that jewelry, or anything inside this drawer? All these clothes need to be reduced to a very minimal portion. I do love my clothes, and that's going to be a tough one, but do I wear all of this? No, I don't. It's just about deciding what can go and what do I really wear. And honestly, decision fatigue is real. Standing in front of this, having to decide what to wear takes me so much longer than when I am in a hotel room and I only have a suitcase and I only have 3 sweatshirts to choose from. Guess what? It's so much easier, and I don't miss all of these things. But I also think that I'm not gonna stop purchasing fashion, because fashion is cool. I love fashion. Oh, and more shoes that I never wore. My bathroom, luckily, is not the worst, but the lighting is. Should be like, ew. But the bathroom is not the worst. Maybe I'm gonna take this light with me. A lot in here already got unhauled, and some of it is my son's stuff. It's not the worst. Almost all of this is going to be gone in a couple of months. I'm using that shit up. But honestly, if I didn't have a garage and a basement as well, this might be the worst. Aside from having a lot of wine bottles here that I need to get rid of, this is not only like a guest bathroom, this is a cleaning closet, and I'm dumping my shit in there. And I think I haven't used these things in a couple of years. We can probably get rid of all of what's in there. This makes me think I'm a hoarder and a messy and just owning a lot of shit. This was for my makeup business. But wait, we aren't done. I own a huge garage that is not a home for a car. It's just home for shit. The light in here doesn't work, so I don't know how much I can show you. Yeah, that still is not the worst. Honestly, this is. Come in. Some of these boxes have been with me through 2 or 3 moves, so how much do I really want them? I don't know. There might be a few things in here, like these books with memories. This is like 1995 memory, like a diary with images and people writing and saying hi from school. So yes, I probably want to keep these, and they don't need to be very accessible. I just want to keep these. But why do I have this in the basement? I don't know. A full set of VHS. Do I own a VHS player? No, I do not. Why do I have them? I do not know. This basement room was also used by my parents when they visited. Therefore, there's this bed here. And everything in this closet and back there is stuff that they own. But since my dad has gotten ill and cannot move as much, they are not visiting anymore. And they're not using this anymore. So it's time to let go. On more than one level. I am a very visual person, so in order to kick off my unhaul my whole stuff kind of deal, So I need some guidance in terms of determining how much I'm going to keep. I have asked my brother and my parents if they're going to potentially have some room in their house for the size of a guest toilet where I can store stuff that I don't want to move into the van and that I still want to keep. So it usually will be things like memories, photo albums, documents, but also a few potentially things that I have purchased that are very, very near and dear to my heart, that I feel like I cannot and do not want to replace, and I just want to keep. So I need to challenge myself and visually see how much stuff I'm already deciding on keeping, because in your mind it is so easy to say, oh, this is cool, I'm going to keep this I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep the whole Wheel of Time series, and I'm also going to keep all of the Brandon Sanderson books. And before you know it, you still want to keep more stuff than you have room for. To get some visuals, I've decided to empty the 2 shelves behind me and start putting things in there, only the things that I definitely want to keep. This way, I am going to be looking at them every single time that I am on camera, because this is where I work. This is going to be my background for the next couple of months when I do my video calls. So I'm going to be reminded of, hey, do I really want to keep that or not? So let's kick off this process by emptying out these shelves. And if I already have something that I definitely want to keep, I'm going to put it in there. Let's see what we end up with. Oh, and these boxes, these Once Upon a Book Club boxes, they're empty decoration, and I'm just using them to fill up empty shelves so it doesn't look too awkward. So if you see these, they're placeholders. And yes, I've changed because I'm ready to get a sweat on and just empty it all out. Let's go. Don't mind that shit down here. I keep a certain size box when I get them because I know that I'm going to try and sell some stuff, and this is perfect for shipping. And there's some subscription box stuff that just is there. It lives there. We're just gonna care about this one. Let's go. My place looks like shit now, but the shelves are empty. I mean, this is only step 1. I'm gonna have to make some decisions on these things. Do I keep them? Some of this is to use, and I'm hopefully using them up until over the next couple of months. And yeah, these still need decisions. A lot of these are books that haven't been read yet, so they're just gonna go in the TBR pile. What's left at this point is photo albums and documents that I legally have to keep, and I'm at one stage very, very much closer to when I'm actually going to go on the road, going to look into what can be digitalized and can be kept digitally, and what do I need to keep physically. It's like documents on the car, on insurances, and employment records, all of these things that you just need to keep. This is the only stuff that I'm going to decide on right now. Yeah, the Wheel of Time is gonna stay here as well as Octavia Butler and Sanderson books. Decision time over the next couple of months here. Cookbooks. I'm not gonna take them on the road with me, but which ones do I keep? Do I keep them? My Korean books. Some might go on the road with me. And a lot of stuff from my business, which will probably be the first thing that I'm going to have move out, because I'm not going to be able to run my business on the road. So kickoff completed. My house is a mess, and I feel like over the next couple of months it still is going to be a mess for a while, but we're gonna get there. This is it for today. Make sure to check in again in the 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months that I'm going to document how the journey is going. I also have something really interesting planned for December, where I will most likely do a challenge where I'm gonna get rid of stuff and really try to kickstart this whole process a lot throughout December. So stay tuned, and I hope you tune in again at that point. See you again on my channel really soon. Until then, bye.
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know